Sure, I've got 900 bulb LED lights and 600 bulb LED lights and the Godox SL60, and all of my studio lights are great, but they all run on electrical power. I had an assignment where I was going to be flying to another city to to cover a 2-day tech conference. I was going to be interviewing executives, and the one thing I knew is that I wouldn't be in the same place all the time. So I may or may not have access to power, plus these lights are kind of big and heavy to be lugging around. So I wanted to get a light that was small, but I also wanted it to be powerful enough to send not directly from the hot shoe, but bounce from a light stand into an umbrella and back out so I could cover 2 people. So that's a tall order for a small, easy to use light. And by the way, it would be really nice if it was powered off Sony NFP batteries, and it'd be really nice as a backup if I could use AA's, and it'd be really nice as a backup to the backup that I could plug it into AC power. And by the way, I wanted it to be cheap. Was that just too much to ask? No, it isn't. COVID-19 shut in. Look, I'm channeling Hugh Brownstone. So that was quite a list of things that I'd put together, but the answer was, and I can't even say the company name, so I'm not gonna, but the model is the YN216. The YN216 is this little, hang on, this is the YN216. It came with some colored filters or gels, but they aren't CTB or CTO, but you can have some fun with those. Obviously there's barn doors, which, can you tell that's on full blast right now? No, so they're pretty effective, which is nice, but they just pop off. And then, you know, you've got the light there, and let me, there, that's 10%. So it's quite bright. I'm using them with the a Sony NFP type. This is from RavPower. This is their 550 model, which just pops on and off, locks in place, boom, there you go. Nothing to it. I can run AA's in the back, which is super cool. There is an AC adapter that comes with it that just plugs in right there. It comes with a hot shoe mount that you can tighten down. You can adjust the angle here, or you can adjust it on whatever it is you've got this connected to, if it isn't the hot shoe of your camera. And you know, I wouldn't recommend that because that makes for quite a garish look, kind of like that. That's not a great look. But what a great little light. So it kind of hit all of the criteria that I had. It's light, it's small. It has 3 types of power that it'll run on, which is great. So then the next question is, what's the battery life like? So I ran a test where I ran this until it died. And then obviously with AC power, it's going to last as long as you've got AC power. I grabbed a freshly charged RavPower NP-F550, plugged it into the top of the YN216 light, and away I went in this test. So I'm taking my S1 and pointing it at some white cardboard that the light is shining on, and after 30 minutes you can see the waveform monitor has not changed at all, which is fantastic. After 40 minutes, that little battery is still powering this light at full power, and there's been no change. After we get past about 50 minutes, you can see it starts to go up and down, and after about an hour, you can see that it's really starting to drop. The second battery test was with 6 freshly charged Eneloop batteries, the AA's, that I put into the YN216, and you can see after 15 minutes, after half an hour, after 45 minutes, still no change, and the performance on this light has been brilliant. Only after an hour and a quarter do we see the light begin to diminish. The setup that I have uses the YN216 mounted on this and our adapter, which has a cold shoe mount on the top, a hole for an umbrella stem, which is great. From here you can angle it, and then on the bottom there's a 3/8 mount for a light stand, so you could just screw it on there, or you can pop this out and then put it, flip it around the other way, and there's a 1/4-20 thread there, so you could just put it on a tripod. For the light stand, I use this travel Manfrotto 5001B, which is fantastic and actually goes quite high. I'm going to set it up here, and you can see how high it'll go. This. Right, so that's that high. Then you have the adapter, which would go. You can't see that, it's way out. So, anyways, the point is, the Manfrotto 5001B light stand is obviously very small, but when it's fully extended is 6.5 feet. You put this on here, you're pretty much at 7 feet, and then you've got this, so you know you get a nice height out of it. This does all of the things that I wanted it to do from that list I had off the top because of that upcoming trip I had. You know, what a joy to use at that kind of price. That's fantastic. So I hope this was helpful. If you like this, give us a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, hit the bell so that you're notified of upcoming videos. And if you've got questions about this device, please feel free to drop them down below or add a comment, and we'll see you next time. Bye.